Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world. Listen to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. 68 degrees, going up to a high of 83. I don't see any rain in the forecast, so another beautiful day. I don't know if you guys had a chance to go out yesterday, but it was absolutely gorgeous. I'm talking about just beautiful. Like you could feel a breeze. It wasn't muggy or anything. It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful day. And it is a beautiful day today. Listen, any day you can wake up above ground and see the sunlight is a great day. Some people may not feel that way. However, I do. So I hope you feel the same way too. Hope you started your morning off well this day. Today is April 13th. Listen, we are almost to the middle of this month. Time is not wasting. It is not. So I got a rundown for you today. We're going to talk about, today is Talk Business Tuesday, but I'll be talking podcasting. And here's why. You guys know I love podcasting because I do it 4 days a week. I talk about it probably almost every day. And so, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be talking more about podcasting. I know it's Talk Business Tuesday, but podcasting is a business. And it's a business that I truly adore. It is a business that I want to share more about with you and why you should start a podcast. And it is a business that can help you get your message out. So I'm going to be talking podcasting later on after I finish up the news and the horoscopes. And we're going to, move it forward. Today I'm going to be talking about, FEMA. FEMA is said, there's a government contract out saying, you know what, we got some money for people who's lost loved ones. So we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about whether or not you need to get a vaccine passport. So got a lot to give you today. But before I do that, today is National Peach Cobbler Day. It's also National Scrabble Day. So if you like Scrabble, I used to know how to play Scrabble. I don't know how to play it anymore. And as far as peach cobbler, I don't like cooked up fruit. Like, I like fruit, but not cooked fruit. Like, I like carrots. I do eat cooked carrots. I used to eat cooked carrots, but somebody made them like a glazed cooked carrot, and I started eating them. But I don't like cooked fruit. I don't like anything cooked up with fruit. So what I do is I take all the crust off of the peach cobbler and eat the crust. Yeah, but I don't like the fruit. But anyway, if you like peach cobbler, go ahead and get you some. And today is National Scrabble Day. I can't remember how to play Scrabble. I used to play a long time ago when I was like 15. And I played because I had a crush on this guy's name was Gregory. He lived downstairs from me. And his family played Scrabble all the time. They had a big family. And so I learned how to play Scrabble so I could just, be around Gregory. It's funny because he lives in Georgia. And I know they don't listen to the show. If they did, I would be surprised. But anyway, that's why I learned how to play Scrabble. But after Gregory, I forgot. So that goes to show you that. I like games. Like, I love a good game. Like, my husband already texted me saying, we going to bingo tonight. My daughter says old people game bingo. I like bingo. Like, I like games. Like, I like to play spades. I like games, any kind of games, really. Like, that's just who I am. I like sports. Like, not a lot of chicks like sports, but I do. So anyway, let's move on. Today is Tuesday, April 13th. Let's do the horoscopes brought to you by Michael Thyssen, noted astrologer Michael Thyssen. For today, we're going to kick it off like we always do. And that is, Aries is actually the first horoscope in the horoscopes, and Pisces is the last, right? And so that's why I always kick it off with Aries, because it's actually in the zodiac, it's actually the first horoscope. So I always kick it off with Aries because that's how it's lined up in the zodiac, and I always finish off with Pisces, which is how it finishes off. Now, what's crazy about this for me is that my husband is a Aries and I'm a Pisces. So he started off and I finished. It's kind of like we do in life. That's kind of like how we roll in life. Either one of us starts and the other one finishes. That's how it is. So sometimes we start from the bottom up where I start and he finish it, or we start from the top down where he start and I'll finish it. It's kind of funny that it rolls like that. Anyway, Aries, you can pick up wonderful buys if you really look hard today. Trips will be exciting. Someone you like may be receptive and actively seeking your company. All right, now listen here. I don't know about the rest of you Aries out there, but the one that I got, you better try to tell them to fall back. Tell them, I pack heat. Tell them to fall back. I pack heat. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, not really. Anyway, Aries, take a trip. Take a short trip. Listen, take a day trip. Let me tell y'all something. You could take a day trip and feel totally rejuvenated. Totally. take a trip. You may need a trip. It's a short trip. Go to the town over. There are some beautiful towns around Georgia that I have never seen. Like the first time I went to Helen, I was kind of passing through. I forgot where I was going. I think I was going to the casino up in Cherokee. And we kind of just passed through Helen. I was like, oh, that's so nice. But last summer, we got a chance to go stay in Helen. And we were very socially distant. We kept our mask on. It was really a nice. It was just nice to be outside. We were outside. It was pretty cool. But it was like a day and a half trip. And when I tell you it was just totally rejuvenating, it was rejuvenating. So, Aries, take you a day trip. Just take a minute. Matter of fact, take 2. Okay? Taurus, your own small business on the side sounds pretty lucrative. You will need a little competition today. Get involved in activities that will stretch your stamina. If you've been under pressure and worrying about older members of your family, it's time to come to terms with the situation. That sounds pretty sad. However, Taurus, it's nothing you could probably do about that situation. You know, you can worry and stress about it, but worrying and stress don't change anything. Trust me, if it did, I'll be great. Because I think I'm probably the most worrying person in my family. So don't worry and stress about it. You just have to come to terms with the situation. And I don't know what that situation is. But if it's an older person, I can kind of think about what it could be. That may not be the problem at all. Anyway, get involved in activities that's going to stretch you. And listen, think about starting your own business. But listen, Georgia and I said it yesterday. Woo, you got to be ready for it. You got to be ready for it. If you want to do that business thing, you got to be ready for it. And here's the thing. It never ends, right? And that's not a bad thing because I love what I do. And I can't see myself doing anything else but what I do, right? Which is being an entrepreneur and talking to you guys because this is my business. Good Morning Gwinnett. Noise Media is my business, is what I do. And so I can't see myself doing anything else. But what I will tell you is that it has not been easy, right? And there are still days where I bump my head against the wall. I sent Georgia this long text message on Sunday, and then I changed it this morning. Part of it anyway, because I was like, I don't think I want to do that. I need to change some things. She produces the show. She found a great guest that I have on the show, and I sent her this long old email. She probably thinking, what in the heck is Audrey doing? That's because I barely turn it off. So this morning at 6:30, I'm up like, I'm going to change this part. So all I got to say is, Taurus, make sure it's something that you love that's going to get you out of the bed in the morning, because if it's not, you're going to struggle for real. You're going to struggle anyway in the beginning because it's new and you're learning, right? But you're going to struggle even more if it's not something that you care about. Like, for real, if you're chasing money and that's all you're doing, it's not going to work out for you. Gemini, opportunities to go out with clients or colleagues will be in your best interest. Don't let your stubborn nature get the better of you. A quiet, restful day, just relaxing in bed or catching up on reading will be your best bet. I just said it. Take a minute. I know we're all just overworked. We got so much to do. We're grinding. We're trying to get back on track. But here's the thing. If your health starts to suffer, nothing gets done. So take a minute. Take a day just to do nothing. I'm telling you, that's what I did this weekend. I didn't do nothing, but I didn't do a lot of what I normally do, and I felt amazing. Y'all saw me yesterday y'all heard me. I was all giggly and joking around. That's because I had a good weekend with a lot of rest attached to it. Cancer, catch up on correspondence and reading. Talk to someone you trust if you need advice about broaching the subject. Do not sign contracts or get involved in any uncertain financial deals. Listen here, Cancer. If it looks too good to be true, 9 times out of 10 it is. Don't sign contracts. Listen, have your attorney look that stuff over. Do your due diligence on the company that's providing you the contract. Get some referrals. Go out go to LinkedIn, go to Facebook, check the social media, see what type of person it is. Because people be checking you out. You think they don't, but they do. They be like, no, let me go look at their Facebook page. Let me see what they do. Let me go check out their LinkedIn page. They check you out. You think they don't? They do. So when you putting all that stuff out there in the universe, you think they're not looking at that? They are. Trust me, I tell you they are. Because people have said to me, I was on your Facebook page. The reason you're on this show, I was stalking you on your Facebook. And I hardly put nothing on Facebook because I don't really like it. But a lot of people will go there and they will find you. They will watch your stuff. As a matter of fact, someone inboxed me yesterday and they said, I've been looking at your posts on Facebook. I want to take your program. Yeah. And here I am really posting on Facebook. Anyway, Leo, make sure that new mates live up to your high standards. You will communicate easily and you should be able to accomplish all you set out to do. Be aware that financial ventures could fall apart. Yeah, just make yourself aware, prepare for that. If it's a financial venture, if it's a new finance, this is what I tell people. This is what I tell people. If you're trying to invest in a venture, right? If you're going to put money into something, make sure that it's money that you can afford to lose. Let me say that again. If you're going to put money in something that's risky, just make sure it's money you can afford to lose, because we all want to win, but sometimes we lose, and most of the time we lose more than we actually win. So, Leo, if you're trying to put some money into a financial venture, just make sure that you understand that venture could fall apart. So you're not surprised if it does, right? And you're not hurt because it did. So make sure you prepare for that. And to prepare for that is to look at your financial situations like, you know what? Sometimes you're like, I'm gonna put this last 100 in, right? And that's your last 100, right? And then it falls apart. And now you stuck, you minus 100. So don't do that. Just be aware of that today, Leo. Virgo, pleasure trips will be more enjoyable and should lead to new and lasting friendships. Sudden changes will occur through communication with friends or in-laws. Good friends will give you honest answers. Good friends can give you honest answers. Here's what I know about good friends, though, right? They're going to give you some honest answers, but sometimes they won't give you the full honest answer because they're your friend and they don't want to hurt your feelings. They feel like if I tell them what they really need to know, it's going to hurt them. So they kind of give you honest answers partially. I know, because I'm a good friend. We don't want to hurt. I know. Good friends supposed to tell the truth. We do. We just don't tell the stuff that's going to hurt. Sometimes you need to tell it. Sometimes you need to tell it. Sometimes you just don't want to tell it what's going to hurt. All right? All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Michael Thies. And stay tuned.
So you're stuck in the middle, huh? I guess we're stuck in between. Life is a riddle, yeah. And I don't know what it means, no. This is what it feels like. But you're not alone, 'cause I'm just like you. Let's share out and hitchhike. Nothing we can't do. Ooh,
Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thies. So I'm going to pick it up with Libra. Do not get upset over trivial matters. Try to keep an open mind. Someone you like may be receptive and actively seeking your company. Okay? Listen, don't sweat the small stuff. That's all I'm going to say right there, Libra. Don't sweat the small stuff because it's all small stuff. That's a book. I got that book. I've had that book for years, probably 20 years. I bought that book a long time ago. Don't sweat the small stuff. Scorpio, opportunities to travel will be favorable in terms of money-making connections. Okay, Scorpio. You may find that your generosity has been taken for granted. Lay your cards on the table regarding your personal direction. Put your cards on the table, Scorpio. You need some personal direction. Put your cards on the table. Look at it. Listen, my cards stay on the table because I'm always moving them around. As I sit here and talk to y'all right now, if this is on video, right, you will see me moving my hand because I'm always moving the cards around. Okay, let me see. That doesn't fit. Let me take that out and replace that with this. Always. Because I need to know what path I need to get on. I need to know if I'm on the right path. I need to know which path that I should get off of. I'm just saying, put your cards on the table. Lay them out there. Get some direction. Ask for help. Scorpio, don't be too proud. Pride can stop some things. Don't be too proud. Sagittarius, be prepared to counteract the damage that adversaries are about to create. Put your big girl panties on. Put your shield on, because you got to counteract some things. Your adversaries is working behind the scenes to destroy. Don't make any unreasonable promises. You can continue to make gains if you call a few people who can help you close an important deal. Make sure it ain't your adversaries. Make sure it ain't some backstabber. Put on your shield of armor, baby, because you need to be prepared about this damage you got to counteract, because you got some adversaries working behind the scenes and make your life difficult, Sagittarius. Ooh, don't you just hate that? That's a part of life, though. You got to do what we got to do. Capricorn, go out with friends and avoid the situation on the home front. Your emotional stability may influence the changes taking place in your personal life. You may be emotional if you allow your lover to take advantage of your good nature. You got a lot going on with your emotions today. Listen, take a minute, get you some sage, burn the sage, clear your energy, clear your chakras. I'm working on how to do that. So I came to the office this morning. I said to my daughter, oh my God, there's so much sage down here. I can't hardly breathe. She had saged up the place. It was sage. Get rid of the bad energy. Get it out. Do that, Capricorn, because your emotions all over the place right now. You need to avoid some things. Go out with your friends. Just go out, because that partner at home, yeah, something ain't right about him. You know what it is. The red flag is up. You got about 12 flags up. Something ain't right about the partner at home. Go out with your friends and count them flags and see which ones you may need to get rid of that one. I'm just saying. Aquarius, you will have a problem sorting out your true feelings when it comes to your relationship. Your ability to stand out in a crowd will bring you the recognition you desire. If you are not already, think about going into business for yourself. Listen, Aquarius, if you have not started a business already, think about it, but think long and hard. And I don't say these things to deter you. I just want to keep it 100 with you. I love what I do. I love being an entrepreneur. But I got to tell you, it's not easy. And I say that because people, let me tell you, I had a coaching client some years ago, right? She was starting a teddy bear company, and the teddy bear was purple. And so every week we would meet, and every week she had assignments because, I started my business. I quit my job. I took a paper route to start my business. I had a baby. Well, she was like 8 years old. I had my daughter. She was 8 years old. I had bills to pay. I had no money in the bank. I had terrible credit, and I did it anyway. And so when people come to me with excuses, I'm like, yeah, you can't really give me no excuses. So she would come back every week, never doing the assignments, and always had a reason why she didn't do the assignment. She just didn't do it because she really wasn't passionate about the teddy bear, because if she was passionate, she would have did the work. And so I said to her one day, I said, listen, you can save yourself some time, some money, and save my time if you're not going to do this, right? So when she came back the next week, she's like, yeah, my mother told me not to do it because the teddy bear was evil. And I was like, what? She said the teddy bear, it represents evil. I don't know what kind of teddy bear she was launching. She just told me she wanted to bring this teddy bear to market. The teddy bear was purple. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I know how to bring a product to market. I know how to get it manufactured. I got manufacturers in Hong Kong that I could put you in contact with. She said her mother told her the teddy bear was evil. I just left it right there. I said, okay. She just didn't want to do the work. That's because she wasn't passionate about what she was doing. She was doing it for all the wrong reasons. It seemed like a great idea. And yeah, it may have been a great idea. But here's the thing about great ideas. They need to be great ideas that you're going to stick with. You know how many great ideas I come up with in a day? Not in my lifetime. In a day, I come up with at least 20 new ideas a day. Literally. I could be sitting in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and it happens a lot. And a great idea pop in my head. A day. About 20. If I tried to do all those ideas, I would fail tremendously because I'm not passionate about it. They're just great ideas. Somebody need to pay me for these jokers. Like, hey, Audrey, I need a great idea. Okay, let me think about it. It's like my gift. But I used to think of it as a curse because I'm like, oh my God, am I supposed to do all these things? And then I would try to do them, and then I get stuck because I didn't love them. Right? I love this. I've stopped this and come back to this two or three times, but I stopped for the wrong reasons. Had I kept going, I would have been so much further along. But it's okay because the time is now. I started doing podcasting back in 2008, 2009. I stopped because I couldn't see a revenue stream coming from it. I started again in 2015, right? But then I stopped because I couldn't see a revenue stream coming from it. I started back in 2018. I don't plan on stopping. I just plan on taking it to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. Don't plan on stopping. Love what I do. Don't really see myself doing too much of anything else except for maybe training folks on how to launch podcasts. Train them how to build a business around a podcast. I see that, but it's what I do. So I said all that to say, Aquarius, start your business, but do your due diligence and make sure it's something you're passionate about. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces, assist a relative or a good friend by setting up a budget for them. Me set up a budget? Yeah, I could do that. Go on with business? Yes. Get it on with business? Yes. Love and romance is evidence? Yes. Get it on with business. Listen, I'm on it. Let me tell y'all something. I woke up this morning. I got a good night's sleep because I went to bed early. I woke up this morning. I was in business mode. I always wake up in business mode. I do. I always do. It's nothing new. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thiessen. Now let's get on to some news you can use. So yesterday, FEMA launched a program to allow people who had lost loved ones to COVID-19 to apply for funding that was provided by the government. And everything just, it was so busy, so if you had someone in your family who passed away because of COVID, and if COVID is listed on their death certificate, or if if they determined that what they had was one of the adverse effects of COVID, you could possibly get up to $9,000 in compensation. Now I know that's not a lot for a loved one. Trust me, my mom passed from COVID, and that is nowhere near. My mom being with me is priceless, right? But she's not here with me. But for those of you who struggled to bury family members, and those of you who didn't have burial insurance or things like that, you can actually apply to this program. Now, what they're saying is that thousands of people hit them yesterday, which I knew that. Like, I called one time, and I was like, yep, I'm not going to get through today. Because, they opened the lines up at 9 o'clock yesterday. And I forgot. I think I called at 9:30. The line was totally busy. And I was like, there's no way I can sit here all day and do this. So I won't. And I didn't. I made one phone call, and I was like, I know this is not going to happen. Because people had got the news of it. It was on like ABC News. Somebody sent me a text like a month ago. I thought it was a scam. I was like, that's a scam. So my husband told me about it. I was like, my husband told me first. I said, that's a scam. That ain't true. Right? So I dissed it. Then I had a client who texted to me and was like, look. And she texted to me twice because when she texted, I was like, yeah, we probably won't qualify for that, So I dismissed it again. She texted to me again. I said, okay, now this is the third time. Maybe I need to look at it. And I did look at it. And as I looked at it, I had all the criteria. We met all the criteria for my mom. So anyway, they have a hotline number that's set up. And you can get up to $9,000 back in assistance for burial. Even if you have already laid your loved one to rest, you can still qualify for this money. It's a small price, but, that money could help somebody. It could help the person that took a mortgage out on their house because they want to lay their loved ones to rest beautifully. You know what I mean? Like, we spent a ton of money on my mom's funeral. My mom probably was rolling over in her grave, in her casket, knowing that we dropped that kind of money on her funeral. Because she didn't believe, like, my mother was frugal, right? any kind of way she saw to get $1, I'm going to try to get that $1. And I told the funeral home guy, I said, Lord have mercy. If my mother knew I was spending this kind of money on a funeral, she would have a fit. She would have. Because she was she buried a lot of people. They all had beautiful funerals, but she did not go overboard. So my brother and I kind of went a little bit overboard. And she probably would have been like, yeah, don't do that. But we did it anyway. That's because we loved her and just, I can't talk about that. Anyway, if you've lost a loved one to COVID-19, there's a hotline number for you to call to get to apply for up to $9,000 in assistance for burial. And that number is 844-684-6333. Again, that number is 844-684-6333. FEMA is asking that you please bear with them because, of course, they had all kind of crashes yesterday because there 562,000 people have passed away because of COVID. So can you imagine one telephone number to serve 562,000 families? That's a lot of people, y'all. They're saying that don't be too concerned. Everybody's going to get a chance to put in a claim. You got to have the necessary paperwork. I don't know what that is because I didn't talk to them yet. But you can call. They open up the phone lines at 9:00. I feel like that's like calling the IRS. Have you ever had to call the IRS? It is it's hard trying to get through to them. So you have to get up and start dialing like 8:55 and keep dialing until somebody say good morning. So you may have to do that. But anyway, again, that number is 844-684-6333. Get your documentations right. You're probably going to need information about how much the funeral costs if you've already laid that person to rest. You're going to need a death certificate that says COVID on there. That's what you're going to need. So make sure you have all that paperwork in place because I'm sure they're going to ask for that because they're going to need proof that it actually happened, right? And they're going to need proof that COVID could have been a contributing factor to the loss of your loved ones, okay? Again, 844-684-6333. The lines open up at 9:00. You can try it, but thousands got through yesterday, and I'm sure they got like 500,000 to go. All right, 9:00 they open the lines up. Try it. You may get it. All right, there's some controversy going on. Should we have a vaccine passport? That's what they're saying. Should you, when you go out of town, out of the country, and you need your passport, now they're saying there are companies and businesses are saying, we need this vaccine passport because we want to open back up, but you need to show your passport that you've been vaccinated. Ain't that crazy? That is nuts, y'all. That is nuts. I know when I went to get my vaccination, the girl said, this is your official record. And I was like, oh, okay. So I took a picture of my phone and I put the card itself with my passport because I know I'm leaving the country in June. So I'm going to put this in there with my passport. So just in case they need to see it, it's there. Well, chances are they may need to see it because right now that's the debate. Should we have a vaccine passport? People, they want to open back up, but they're saying, we don't want people coming in here if they haven't been vaccinated. And, but there's a privacy issue with that, because now but see, here's my thing, right? So if you come to my store and you don't have your passport, does that mean you can't come in and shop? Now on the business side, it's like, well, you're going to lose money. But on the other side, at least the doors stay open, right? So this is like a controversy that's going on. But I can tell you right now, tech companies are trying to figure out how to make it happen. They're all right now heads down coding, trying to come up with this passport. It's probably going to be a digital passport. But and I'm sure they're going to have probably digital and paper because older people a lot of them don't have cell phones. They don't know how to pull up a digital passport. So this is interesting. It's interesting, but here's the thing. It's opening up new opportunities in this space, not just in this space. Now, when I think about that, you may need passport for other things. Your baby may, kids got to get vaccinations to go to school. They may need it's probably going to be a vaccination passport for them. It's crazy. We lost so many lives, so many businesses shut down. People lost their homes. People lost the way where they live. There are people who don't have food. But then there are also new opportunities cropping up all around us to make sure that moving forward that we can address some of these things. But I know this, and you got to know this too. There will be something else. We don't know when. We don't know when it's going to happen. But something else new is going to pop up that's going to smack us like this thing did. Preferably no time soon. Probably no time in the next 1,000 years. But we don't know. But what it does is make you start to think outside of the box. So now they're trying to figure out, should we have this vaccine verification app? It's going to be an app. Should we have it? And some retail stores say, we already working on one. because we need to know that when people walk through our doors, they have been vaccinated. So our patrons could feel good about, shopping here, eating here. They want the passport. What do you think? Hit me up on Instagram. Tell me what you think. Should there be a passport vaccine or should there not? Go ahead, hit me up. Good Morning Gwinnett on Instagram. I want to know. I'm about to pull my Instagram up. Talk to me. Talk back to me. Let me know what you think about this passport thing. I'm going to talk about it on the show. I'm going to the song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County and beyond. Stay tuned.
Up at the stars. I'm caught inside a loop where I can get to your heart, Ooh, you're letting your fears take hold, let them take control, and it's making me crazy. If you could only look at me, you know how I feel, Oh, see how much I want it, see how bad I need it. You gotta look into my eyes. That's how much I want it. That's how bad I need it. You gotta look into my eyes. Think twice before you let me go. My eyes are mirrors of my soul. See how much I want it. See how bad I need it. You gotta look into my eyes. Look into, look into, look into, look into, look into, look into, look into my eyes. Look into, look into, look into, look into, look into, look into, look into my eyes. I'm dancing on the tables, trying my best to forget, Ooh, then no one coming through the door is your silhouette, Oh, I'm in a wonderland. I'm in a wonderland. I'm in a wonderland. I'm in a wonderland, but I miss your hands and it's making me crazy. Look into, look into, look into, look into, look into, look into, look into my eyes. Look into, look into, look into, look into, look into, look into my eyes. I'm dancing on the tables, trying my best to forget, Ooh, then no one coming through the door is your silhouette, Oh, see how much I want it, see how bad I need it. You gotta look into my eyes. That's how much I want it, that's how bad I need it. You gotta look into my eyes.
Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the daily horoscopes about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. So, there's a lot of fallout behind that whole Senate Bill 202. The Braves All-Star game left the state, go to Colorado, and now Antoine Fuqua and Will Smith are saying, you know what, we can't film here in Georgia, and so there's a big fallout behind that, and so. The bill is horrible, but there are people that really think it's a good bill. They think it's great. They don't think it's, I don't want to get into that. But what I want to say is that so many small businesses are going to suffer because of that bill, right? Because people just want to just be empowered. They're not even thinking about the people that's going to suffer. So think about all the people that lost work because the All-Star game won't be here. Think about all the small businesses that's going to count, that was going to looking forward to working on the production with Will Smith and Antoine Fuqua in this film, in this movie they're making, and that's not going to happen. And other businesses are going to follow. So there's going to be a lot of fallout behind that. They were saying in a statement where they released, they were like, it was announced yesterday that they not going to be producing their forthcoming film called Emancipation from the state. Forthcoming film, Emancipation. They said at this moment in time, the nation is coming to terms with its history and is attempting to eliminate vestiges of institutional racism to achieve true racial justice. The pair said in a joint statement obtained by CNN, we cannot in good conscience provide economic support to a government that enacts regressive voting laws that are designed to restrict voter access. You know, some people are saying that they shouldn't do that. But here's the thing. If you don't stand up for that stuff, you know, then they're going to continue to feel like, you know what, we're going to keep doing it because they're going to spend money anyway. They're going to spend money with the state. And they're saying, no, we're not. We're not going to spend money. And unfortunately, it's the people of Georgia that's gonna suffer, you know, because you guys want to pass a bill that restricts voting rights. And I know people think that's not true. It's not restricted. It is. It really is. It really is. So they're gonna be leaving. It's gonna be interesting to see, you know, who leaves next. That's gonna be pretty interesting to see. I think about things that we're doing here in Gwinnett County, and we are forming a new commission here for our industry. And we want to invite people to come into the state to work with us in Gwinnett County and filming and music and podcasting. You know, that's what we're doing. We're working on that right now. We have a big meeting tomorrow for our organization. But nobody's going to want to come because of the stupid bill. So we're going to have an uphill battle trying to get companies to come in and work with us in our spaces, which is film, music, and entertainment and arts and podcasting and all that good stuff. But they don't want to come because the bill is so stupid, you know. Then how we going to bridge that gap? So I'm sure that's going to be a conversation that we're going to have, and we're probably going to talk more about it. Probably going to do a roundtable about it and everything, because the coalition that I'm a founder of, that's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on bringing more jobs into Gwinnett County in those industries, in the film industry, in the theater industry, in the podcasting industry, in the music industries. We're focusing on bringing more collaborations into Gwinnett County. And so if people are pulling out because of State Bill 202, that's going to be a little hard. You know what I'm saying? So, if they had not selfishly thought about themselves, this would not be a problem. But they did. It had nothing to do with the people. Because the people right now, and I can almost promise you that people in rural areas right now getting $1,400 from a stimulus package, I'm almost certain that they would not have gotten that. And so to vote against things that are helping you is, in my opinion, insane. I'm just saying. I don't give a crap. If my mother voted one way and this way is going to help me, guess which way I'm voting? I'm voting the way that's going to help me and my kids. That's all I'm saying. I don't give a crap about no history. I'm looking out for my family. I'm looking out. I don't care about, you know, this is stupid. It's stupid. Anyway, that's the deal. So Will and Antoine said, you know what? We're not producing here. So that's going to leave the work that me and my people in my coalition is going to lead. It's going to put a lot of work on us. And so we're going to have to figure out how to make these things happen that we have on the table with our new group, with our new organization. When companies are saying we're not producing anything in Georgia, that's going to suck. But anyway, that's something we got to work through. You know, it was formed for a reason. And this is probably the beginning of that reason. All right. So yesterday there was a video that was produced, and it was airing in around Gwinnett County, and it was a cameo video. And so the mayor of Duluth was in there. Her name is Mayor Nancy Harris, but she was also accompanied by singers Ice-T and Paula Abdul and Gabby Douglas and Lance Bass, and they were all in this one video on this app called Cameo. And so Nancy made her debut on the app. She's the mayor of Duluth, which is pretty cool. And but here's the thing: if you want Nancy to give I like this. I need to be on there. I got to figure out how to get on Cameo, because this is like a little money making thing. If you want Nancy, if you got a fan base right now, people love you, and you want to go on this app. So apparently you can go on the Cameo app, and people can pay you to send like a happy birthday shout out to somebody. I thought that was really, like, why I'm not getting paid to do happy birthday shout out on Good Morning Gwinnett? Same thing. We got an app. I didn't think about that. So if you want Ice-T to do a shout out for you, to do a message for you to somebody, it costs $450 on the app for him to do it. If you want Gabby Douglas to say hello to somebody for you from the app, you know, maybe somebody's birthday, anniversary, or wedding, and they really love Gabby Douglas, and you know they do, you pay $500 and Gabby gonna talk to him. If you want Paula Abdul to say something to him, You know, maybe you want her to sing a verse or do a move or something. $3.99. And if you want our mayor here, Nancy, to say something to him, it's $2.49. Well, Nancy ain't quite as famous as the rest of them, but she up there because she made the list. So congratulations to Nancy. Yes, that is so cool. She appeared in the app yesterday. So Mayor Nancy Harris, congratulations to you. And now you in the celebrity clique. Yes, we knew you were a local influencer. Now you're a local celebrity. You're about to be a national celebrity because I'm sure that video is all over the place. So if they want Nancy to say happy birthday or whatever it is, Nancy can say happy birthday. Yep, it's called the Community Preference Survey. And that's what she was in. And Duluth made its appearance. The logo is there. It's pretty cool. But anyway, you want Nancy to shout out to somebody. Listen, $2.49. She'll say hello. I ain't mad. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Opportunities are popping up everywhere. You just got to be open. Open being a key word. You got to be open to accepting these opportunities. That's what you got to be. You got to be open. So the Gwinnett Young Professional is accepting applications for its 9-month leadership program. Yes, if you are a young professional here in Gwinnett County, that the applications are open. And so the Journey Leadership Institute, that's open. GYP's Journey Leadership Institute it's a 9-month business leadership development program which combines participants in Gwinnett's top leadership and development organizations. Those attending are led through a series of workshops to help grow and cultivate their current skills and knowledge. Monthly workshops cover self-leadership and emotional intelligence, diversity and equity, and inclusion, effective communication, values-driven leadership and culture, leading individuals in performance management, influence and power and effectiveness, innovation, and change leadership. All of these things you will get when you go through the Gwinnett Young Professional Leadership Institute. The Institute starts in August. Applications are open now. It fills up fast. So if you want to do that, make sure to go to GwinnettYoungProfessionals.com/journey. If you are interested in joining the Gwinnett Young Professional Leadership Academy, Journey Leadership Academy, go to GwinnettYoungProfessionals.com/journey. It's open to you, but you got to go in there and put your name on the list. You got to do that. You can't wait around. You got to do that. I think it's a great idea. Yep. All right, so listen, I'm going to a song, then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk business, baby. Today we're going to talk podcasting. Stay tuned.
You'll never feel the way I feel. You don't know if my love is real. Baby, listen to me, here's the deal. When you're not here, I'm not the same. I'm needing a new chapter, babe. Been stuck here in a bed for days. I've been staring at the telephone, cause when you're gone, I miss your face. Later clock, body talk, there's no need to bring it up. Nothing you say makes it better. Wrecking ball, tear apart, issues left behind, restart. Nothing you say makes it better. Hey, bring it right back to me, baby. No, we've been here before. Give me the real this time, no cap, no lies, it's our encore. Bring it right back to me, baby. I know my heart wants more. Give me the good this time, no cap, no lies, it's our encore. I never wanna give you up. I know we've been through way too much, but I'm confident we'll make it through. I'm here for you, you're not by yourself. Later clock, body talk, there's no need to bring it up. Nothing you say makes it better. Wrecking ball, tear apart, issues left behind, restart. Nothing you say makes it better.
Welcome back. So listen, it's Talk Business Tuesday, and we're going to talk about podcasting today because one of the things I love is podcasting. And I think that I talk about podcasting a lot, but sometimes people don't know why they should start a podcast. So I'm going to give you a few reasons today why I think you should start a podcast, especially if you're a business owner. And I'm going to be talking about podcasting a lot, and I'm going to be doing trainings all over Georgia in the next few months. So I'm going to be all over the place talking about this because it's powerful. So when you think about podcasting, a lot of times, if you're not a podcaster, you think of podcasting as a form of entertainment, right? So when you think of it that way, it's like, oh, I listen to podcasts. On the business side, if you're a business owner, if you have a message to share, if you're a nonprofit, if you're a ministry, this could be a perfect platform for you to get your message out there to the masses, right? Good Morning Gwinnett is in over 100 countries around the world. So even though my show is locally focused, I'm here in Gwinnett County, I talk to people around the world because people want to know about what's going on in Gwinnett County, believe it or not, because Gwinnett County is a beautiful place to live, and I talk about it all the time. We have an amazing school system. We have great leadership. And I talk about that all the time. We're growing. We're right outside of Atlanta, which is the major metro here. And so I talk about that all the time. Why? Because I love it. And so what made me get into podcasting? Well, when I moved to Georgia, I thought about going into politics. And I've always thought about going into politics. But when I came here and I actually spent some time in a few meetings, I realized it's not a good use of my time right now. I want to do something different. I want to do something where I ain't fighting with the people in my party, because that's what was happening. That's pretty much what turned me off. Like, we were in a meeting and we spent about 3 hours trying to determine where a comma was going to go in a sentence, and then they had a fallout, and then people quit. And I was like, so I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute, because these people they were really seasoned in politics, right? I was brand new, and I'm sitting there watching this go down. I think I was eating some potato chips or some carrot sticks or something with some dip, and I'm sitting there, I'm watching this go down. I'm watching them literally get physically mad, angry, because they were trying to figure out how to put a sentence in. One person said it should be this way, the other person said it should be that way. Oh, it was horrible. And I left that meeting that day, and that was probably that might have been my fourth meeting at that point. And I was like, yeah, this is not for me. This not now. Maybe later when I'm more mature in the space, when I learn more about what it takes. And I'm gonna go through one of the academies. But I just haven't found the time to do that yet. And I just realized that's not it. That's not it. And so I went back to my love. I went back to podcasting. It's like, you know what? I'm going to start a podcast called Good Morning Gwinnett. And I just started it. I started in December 2018, and I'm almost at 500 episodes. And so, it's a powerful platform. And because I've started this, it has opened up so many doors for me. And I'm sure it's going to open up even more doors. So here's the thing. Why should you start a podcast? You heard my story why I started mine. Why should you start one? Well, if you're a business owner, the first reason is it gives you a lot of exposure. A lot. Because remember this, I talk on this microphone once a day, 4 days a week, for about an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, right? That message goes out to thousands of people. I talk live. So the platform that I use is Spreaker. When I go live, Spreaker puts it out to everybody that I'm talking live. I don't even have to do nothing but turn my microphone on, cue up my music, come up with my stories for the day, and start talking. That's all. That's all I do. I pay Spreaker $20 a month to do all of this stuff I just said. Spreaker then takes my show, send it out live, syndicate it to iHeartRadio, syndicate it to Apple Podcasts, syndicate it to Google Podcasts, syndicate it to Deezer, syndicate it to Stitcher, syndicate it to SoundCloud, syndicate it to YouTube, syndicate it to Facebook. I pay $20, y'all. $20 a month. So it's simple to set up. It's inexpensive to run. It's a good way to get your message out there. If you are a business owner, I don't care if you have a product or service, this is a great platform to help you get your message out there. So let's say, for instance, you sold socks, right? You can launch a podcast called Sock Stories. Now, here's the thing. If you're doing interesting things with those socks, let's say, for instance, you're kind of like Tom's Shoes, right? Or what's the Bumba socks? Bumba is one of the companies that Damon John runs, and and Tom's shoes, y'all know the story about how he started Tom's shoes. For every pair of shoes you get, a pair get donated. For every pair of socks you buy for Bumba, a pair get donated. You can have a podcast called Sock Stories. I know that sounds crazy, but guess what? People collect socks. Socks are collectibles for some people. I'm telling you, go in there and look up sock collectors. I guarantee you there's some people out there who collect socks, and you can interview those people on your show, right? You can talk about why they collect socks or why they collected a certain sock, right? Put the story out there, and at the end of each show, you say, hey, if you're looking for a great pair of socks, be sure to go over to mysockcompany.com. Yeah, that's a great way for you to put your name out there. There's a great way for you to connect with people. So if you're a business owner, it's a great way to help you market your business and build a brand. Good Morning Gwinnett is a brand. It is a brand that I'm on a mission to take to $1 million, right? When I started, it was just my podcast. It was my way to connect to my community. It was my way to be a voice in the community. Politics wasn't going to be it right now. I was like, okay, not yet. I'm not ready for that yet. I don't have the temperament quite yet. So let me do something that I actually love that could really benefit the community. Let me share news about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. But then let me invite other people in from other places so Gwinnett County can meet them. So it's like a twofold with me. What's your thing? And it's easy to come up with something. When I tell you, here's the thing though. If you're not going to be committed to it, don't do it. Don't do it. If you say, you know what, I know I need a podcast for my business. I know I have a message. I know my ministry could benefit from a podcast. I have a client, her podcast is called Bleeding in the Dark. And this is how we came to this conclusion. I met her at we had to go to compliance training because I'm an insurance licensed agent. She's a licensed agent. We had to go compliance training. That's when we met. Had never met before. We were at compliance training for our licenses to make sure our license stayed in force. Even though I don't hardly write any life insurance, I still keep my license intact because I never know when I may need to write a policy for somebody. Anyway, so that's where we met. And so we were talking and she's like, I wanted to start a podcast. And so we did a consultation and everything. And she's like, yeah, she's a minister. And she said, I want to help the ministers. I want to help the leaders because they stand at the pulpit and they talk about the message, and behind closed doors, they're bleeding in the dark. And I said to her, that's the name of your podcast. And she was like, that's genius. And I thought that was a great podcast because she ministers to leaders like herself. And she said they get up there on Sunday and they give this great message and then they close the door and they're crying and they're bleeding in the dark. They're bleeding in the dark. And so the name of her podcast is called Bleeding in the Dark. But she has a ministry called By Faith Global Ministry where she does a lot of good work. Like they just sent transfer trucks of water to Mississippi because they had a storm and it messed up the water system. I'm talking about 18-wheelers, y'all, full of water. And she lives in Georgia. And they took that water to Mississippi. And they're still taking water because people are still donating water. But her podcast and her ministry is benefiting from that. I'm still working with her right now because she's going to be launching a streaming TV channel for her podcast, for her ministry. Why? Because she can go on there and she can put her message out there via her podcast, via her TV channel to millions of people around the world who may want to donate to her organization. She's a ministry. Now, you may not be a ministry, but you may have a nonprofit. Put your message in front of people so they can hear it. Yes, you may be in Georgia. Heck, you may be in Maine, but you got a message. You got a message. You need support. Talk about it. Share it with the world. Put it out there so people can support you. And one of the best ways to do that is with a podcast. Inexpensive to get started. Simple to get started. Simple to syndicate. All you got to do is put in the effort and the commitment. Say, you know what? I'm going to get up on Tuesdays and I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk every day, every Sunday at 6 p.m. afternoon. And I'm going to talk for 7 minutes. I'm going to do a set. Listen, there are podcasts out there right now that are 1 minute. One. And then you may say, what the heck can I say in a minute? You can say a lot in a minute if you know what you're talking about. That's what I'm going to tell you. If you know what you're talking about, you can condense it to 1 minute. 1 minute segments, right? And guess what you can do? You can take that podcast and then you can put it over on Amazon Flash Briefings, and now people can listen to you because now you're not only are you on your podcast platform syndicated all over the place, now you're on Amazon. So podcasting is powerful. So let me just summarize this. Why do you want to start a podcast? Why you should start a podcast? Simple to get started. Inexpensive to get started. Lets you get your message out to the world. Lets you show that you're an authority in your area. Helps you build your brand. Those are some reasons to start a podcast. All right? Going to my last song of the day, and I'll be back to give you my words of inspiration for the day. Stay tuned.
Caught by a feeling, goes beyond the right or wrong, gets me what I want. I'm hanging by a string, gotta get up on my feet, get to what I need, and I am flying through the streets on neon wings. Once I get to you, I don't want anything. Girl, I'm so addicted. Predicted, I'm down, shut me down. Can't you see that? I wanna taste the night. I can hear the calling. And I'm gonna lose the fight. I can hear the calling. Hear the calling, hear the calling, hear the calling.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration. And here goes. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Let me say that again. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Warren Buffett said that. Let me tell you something. Somebody is waiting for you to step up right now and share your message. They need the inspiration that you've gone through. They need to know that, you know what, I'm going through this now, but I can come out. Plant that tree for somebody. Start your podcast. Somebody is waiting for you to share your story. Somebody is waiting for you to inspire them. Somebody is waiting for you to share your poetry with them. Somebody is waiting for you to share your cooking tips with them. Somebody is waiting for you to show your books, to share their book stories. Somebody is waiting for you to share your doll collection with them. Let me tell you something. Georgette doesn't talk about this much, but she has a doll podcast called In the Doll World. That podcast is taking off like gangbusters. And she said to me, that wasn't my intention. It wasn't your intention, but it was God's intention. Some people love her. Somebody, she said they have like fans, right? I don't even know if I have fans on Good Morning Gwinnett, but they have fans, and she was able to, I think, talk to one of her fans or talk, it was something. And the lady was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Her husband was excited because the lady got a chance to talk to her. Why? Because she was waiting for them. She was waiting for them to share their story. She was waiting for them to share their passion about dolls. Georgia and I started a doll company in 1999, the Big Beautiful Doll Company. That's how but she was a doll collector long before I was even thinking about dolls. I'm still not a doll collector. She collects dolls, so she loves dolls. Me personally, I just got a few of the dolls that we invented. I got them around the house. You know, they're not in the cases. Her dolls are in cases. She take care of them. Mine's in the boxes in plastic. She's a doll collector. She's a doll lover. And so it only made sense when they launched In the Doll World, she and her friend, her partner Tammy, but they just did it because it was something that they loved. Tammy has 4,000 dolls. She's a doll collector. Georgette has they're doll collectors. It made sense. And because of that passion, they put together a podcast called In the Doll World. They later turned the podcast into video. So now they have a channel on Noise and a channel on YouTube called In the Doll World. And they have 700, 400 followers because people love that show. People were waiting for them. Now they're like celebrities in their industry. They got doll awards for the In the Doll World podcast. Let me tell you something. Podcasting is a powerful platform. That's a tree that you need to plant so somebody can sit in the shade later. Will you plant your tree? That's all I got for you today. Listen, thank you for listening. You could be anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 3 minutes with me, and I appreciate you and love you to life for that. Be sure to go to Good Morning Gwinnett if you missed any episodes of this show and listen to the past episodes there. And also, if you feel in your heart to support the show, click on shop and just buy something. That's going to help support the show and help me keep it going. Also, be sure to share the show with your friends. We have an app. It's called the Good Morning Gwinnett app. If you got an Android phone or an Apple phone, there's an app in the App Store for Good Morning Gwinnett. Download the app and share that with your friends. Also, be sure to follow me on Apple Podcasts. Find your favorite 2 episodes and give it 5 stars. Appreciate you and love you for that as well. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you can do so by going to Good Morning Gwinnett, on Instagram, Good Morning Gwinnett, and on the Twitter at Good Morning Gwinnett. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing. Thank you so much for listening. Stay safe out there. Keep your mask on. Tell your family and friends you love them. Until next time, y'all know what it is. Make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.